Hey guys, Baker09 here, giving you another IPDL season matchup. Of course, this one a little late than usual. I have been busy lately with college, so I hope to get back on the swing of things and hope for the best. It's really all I can say. So, we are in our Week 2 matchup against the V-Create Nagasaki and Coach Red King with his team of Mega Venusaur, Celesteela, Suicune, Alolan Ninetales, Lycanroc Dusk, Excelgor, Alolan Sandslash, Rapidash, Zygarde 50%, Azelf, Hariyama, and Ampharos. So an actually pretty bulky team. A couple of walls that my team can barely handle. Along with some really deep threats that if my team is weak enough, I could just get screwed over by. He also has a little bit of a heal team with Alolan Ninetales and Alolan Sandslash. But besides that, not that big of a problem regards to hail. But here's our team to try to deal with all of that craziness. We have Vanity, our Victini, running Choice Specs, Blue Flare, Focus Blast, Psychic, and Energy Ball. Blue Flare really hits hard to Celesteela. Focus Blast can hit really hard to a couple things like Alolan Sandslash and Lycanroc Dusk if we do run out of Blue Flares. Psychic for Hariyama, even though an Assault Vested can really hit us really hard. And then Energy Ball for the Suicune does, I believe, a little over half, if we were specs, which we are. Next off, we got Permafrost, our Mamoswine, running the Granium Z this week. Despite Celesteela being here and Azelf, I feel like Guardium Z really just hits his team really hard. It can hit the Ampharos really hard. I believe it does hit Hariyama as hard as well, and can really do a chunk to Alolan Ninetales. We've got Icicle Crash for the Mega Venusaur, despite its Thick Fat ability. Earthquake and Superpower for Lycanroc Dusk, but Earthquake more for things like Ninetales and Ampharos if it comes, along with Rapidash. And then Ice Shard just for priority. I feel like with the Alolan Ninetales there, we're just gonna have really trouble trying to get to the advantage of being fast. So, try to make a prediction there if needed. Next up, we have Gladiator, who is going to be a ground type this week. So Silvally is running multi-attack, Flamethrower, Thunderbolt, and Ice Beam. Again, I don't really like Silvally that much. No offense, but it's basically one of those mons that it's hard to prep with and it's hard to prep for. This thing is running multi-attack for the multiple ground type weaknesses that he has. Flamethrower for the Celesteela, T-Bolt for the Suicune, and then Ice Beam for things like Zygarde and Mega Venusaur. And at the same time, Flamethrower can really help us with that Mega Venusaur as well. Next up, we got Still Your Girl, our Registeel, running the Toxic, Focus Blast, Flash Cannon, and Stealth Rock. I have a great feeling in this hail coming, in which I just bring Focus Blast to really damage the Sandslash. We've got Toxic to whittle down the Alolan Ninetales and the Suicune. Stealth Rock's just to prevent multiple Aurora Veil switch-ins. And then Flash Cannon, I believe this was for the Alolan Ninetales as well, just to deck it out. But one of our main walls, besides our next pick, or our next member of this week's team, in Calypso. The only thing I say about this is because Alolan Ninetales does get Freeze Dry, and Freeze Dry can really hurt this thing. So, Calypso is running Leftovers, Marvel Skill this week, just in case something happens, like we get Toxic or burned, which could be a possibility with Suicune. But, running Ice Beam for threats like, Zygarde 50, even though I don't see it coming this week. Scald, just to try to get some burn, get a burn on things. And then Recover. Running a decently, kind of a mid-defense, mid-def, with Calypso. Running Calm Nature just because, with how I see this team, I see it more as like a special team with, the Mega Venusaur having Giga Drain is obvious. A possible special Celesteela. Excelgor being there also gets Giga Drain. And then Azelf and Ampharos, I couldn't think of the name, my bad. But finally, we have Solaire of Astora, or Astrora. I forget if I even say any of these names right. But, we're just gonna call him Solaire for now. But, running Life Orb, Dry Skin, Thunderbolt, Hyper Voice, Surf, and Focus Blast. Great thing about Surf, it's basically our check to Suicune, in a way. Unless Suicune for some reason gets Focus Blast, then it's our check to Suicune for sure. Running Thunderbolt, Hyper Voice, Surf, and Focus Blast. Thunderbolt for the Celesteela, so we are highly prepped for the Celesteela. Hyper Voice because it does really good damage to some of his mons. Surf for things like Rapidash, and then Focus Blast for the obvious Hail team. So with that being said, I do feel really prepped for this team, so that's good. So yeah. Well, this was fun. Good game, guys. JK, sort of. But, he did bring the Celesteela. I didn't expect the Celesteela, seeing how many threats I had that could top it. Did bring Suicune, also expected. No Lycanroc Dusk, but he did bring, Ninetales and Venusaur, which were the only two I got right. He brought Hariyama instead of Zygarde, and then brought, I forget what his name was, Excelgor and Celesteela instead of Rapidash and Alolan Sandslash. No big deal. Kind of odd to see how this goes though. So, he starts out with his Excelgor. I go into my Red Steel. I decide to get up rocks. He goes for the Encore, in which I am forced to switch out after setting up a row of spikes. Sets out another row of spikes here, and goes for the final Gambit, getting rid of Gladiator, but in return, killing the Excelgor. I go into Vanity here, as he actually goes into, what's its name? Suicune. I go for the Energy Ball, doing a lot of damage, in which I have to switch here due to a prediction. He actually doesn't, I didn't get this prediction right. Anyways, keeping on going, I go into Solaire, go for the Hyper Voice, predicting something off, predicting, I believe, the Zygarde, and he ends up getting his Aurora Veil, so, figuring that he would have went for the Blizzard there, he goes for the Blizzard here, and I kill this thing with a Flash Cannon. This is where things turn for its worst. As he, goes into his Zygarde here, he goes for the sub, and this is where things go wrong. I decided to Toxic just to whittle down turns, for the Zygarde to set up, as he does right here. I go for the Flash Cannon, does not do enough thanks to Aurora Veil. I believe here's where I find out that he is likely, Alolan Ninetales, which, yep, screws me over, and 3 Flash Cannons kill this thing. Goes for the sub there, knowing that I just cannot touch anything. He sets up another Dragon Dance, which definitely secures him the game, unless we break this, unless we broke it that turn with a crit, but we did not. He goes for the 1,000 arrows. I hate Avil in my life. I go into Calypso, hoping that she can at least take one. Can't. I go into Solaire. Solaire dies to this thing. You might be asking, why didn't I just go into Permafrost earlier? Ice Shard doesn't really help, because he told me last game that he was Yachi, sadly, and he was saying like that a Scarf Victini wins possibly, but there's no way of that being true. I did say that the extreme speed was kind of unnecessary, but you know how it is. You get angry at some things, and things take a turn for the worse. But good game to my buddy Red King. He, this was my first match with him, so now that I see like how he can play and everything, I'm really looking forward to our next match. Hopefully it will be in the playoffs, but you never know, because right now I am 1-1, -3. And it sucks that this was a division matchup too, but it is how it is. Next week we go up against the Pittsburgh Slash and one of my best friends in the league, Galactic Empire, the Commissioner, might I add. So, with his team does look really threatening, but with some good plays, I know that we can bring it back. So, if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button down below, subscribe for new content, and comment down below your favorite Sinnomon. Obviously, if you haven't told by this point, it is most definitely Mamoswine. But it could change if we maybe get a reboot, or, well, yeah, a reboot of Gen 4. Never know. But, until then, peace out, Mikuins.